SketchUp can calculate complex intersections between objects, and this is essential when you get into advanced modeling. Please open up the Intersection SketchUp file to follow along with this video. We have a joist resting on two circular rafters, and there's also a cone here representing a volume that I want to cut away from the joist. Select the joist, right-click, and choose Intersect with Model. This intersects the object with everything else, and profile lines and edges are created here. In X-ray mode, you'll see that there are profiles on both sides and at this complex intersection where the joist interferes with the rafter. If I hide the cone and hide the joist, you'll see that these profiles are separate from these groups. And this is not really my intention. I didn't merely want to create profiles floating in space. I wanted to create them inside the joist group so that I could use them to cut away a portion of the joist. I'm going to undo several times to go back to the initial state of the model. So we need to approach this problem in a different way. One approach is to put the cone into the joist group so that we can intersect within the context of the joist. It's really easier than it sounds. I'll select the cone and cut it to the clipboard by pressing Command X. Then I'll double-click on the joist to enter the joist group. Press V to paste the cone in place so that the cone is in exactly the same position, but now it's inside the joist group. Then I'll triple-click on the joist to select all the connected faces and edges, right-click, and choose Intersect with Context. Now we have thin profile edges, representing the fact that these are now internal edges. I'm going to select the cone and press H to hide it temporarily. I'll also press Shift-G to hide the rest of the model so that I can focus on the joist group. I'll press P to access the Push-Pull tool, and I'll push this face back. I'll use the eraser to get rid of this edge, and I've succeeded in cutting away that arc. I'll double-click out here to close the group. You can also pre-select objects that you want to intersect. For example, select the joist, hold down Shift, and select this far rafter. Right-click and choose Intersect Selected. This will create bold profile edges here. You can see that in X-ray mode. I'll just hide the joist and hide the rafter, and you'll see that those profile edges are separate. That really wasn't my intention here. Let me just erase that and go back, unhide. In this case, I can explode this rafter temporarily, hold down Shift, and select the joist, so that we have a selection set which includes the geometry that you want to cut and the geometry that's doing the cutting. Right-click, Intersect Selected. This time we're going to get internal edges. Let me just zoom in there. You can see that a little better here. Now I can regroup the rafter by triple-clicking to select everything and just press Command G to make a group. So just to recap, you can intersect the entire model with itself, you can intersect a selection, or within the modeling context of a group or component.